Oh, my fight or flight. Ooh, boy. I feel so violated. My fight or flight is triggered as I'm having some anxiety. Holy shit. I just woke up from a nap to him in my room yelling at me over the business. Apparently because I was up late and up early and I had laid down to take a nap, and he knocked on the door. Obviously no one answered it. He yelled through the door because my kid was trying to like peek through the thing to see who it was. He yelled through the door, "Malachi, it's me, let me in." Obviously my kid saw his dad and let him in. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to be And he was obviously yelling at me, coming at me for, he had tried to use the business bank card and it was obviously not working. And I said, he was upset about, you know, he was like, "You're trying to restrict my access, mean, fucking shady and shit." And I was like, "No, I messaged you about it to not be shady," and blah, blah. He's like, "I'm not reading your fucking messages, blah, blah, blah. This isn't your fucking business," and blah, blah, blah. And he was just going off. And all I said was, "Why are you in my room right now?" I don't really remember like the exact exchange of words. Like, I don't remember the order that everything like was said. But I remember me just being very, very blatant, like, why the fuck are you in my house? And he was like, "Malachi, let me in." And I was like, "Why the fuck?" I was like, "Get out of my space." And he was like saying he was gonna restrict my business access and blah, blah, and that I was being selfish and shady, and that he was like, "I'm not gonna fuck you over." And I was like, "Well, I don't remember like what I said." I just was like, I just remember being like, "Read your messages and you'll know." Because he was like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" I was like, "Read your messages and you'll know." And he's like, "I ain't reading anything from you, blah, blah, blah." And then I said, "Well, then that's why we're gonna have issues." And then he said, "Well, if you weren't so fucking mean and disrespectful to me when you talk to me about work." And I said, "I don't need to tiptoe around your ego anymore when I'm doing my job." Because like, I don't, and anyone who has worked with me in the past would know this and would back me up, I don't condescend and talk down on people with work. I'm professional with how I talk to people. Yeah, it might hurt your fucking feelings, but those are two different things. And I was in my room on one end of the room. He was kind of more by the door, so obviously I couldn't get out. And I had my computer chair was sort of in the middle, but when I had said, "I'm not gonna tiptoe around your ego anymore," he like lunged at me and like grabbed like the desk chair and like kind of went like that and like tried to get up really close in my face. And I was like, "Get the fuck out of my space. Get the fuck out of my house." And he started turning around and he walked out, and then we were in the living room, and I don't remember like the exchange of words, but he was talking about how I'm sabotaging the business and that I'm gonna ruin everything we've built. Basically everything that I said that he has been doing, but yet the difference is that I have ample communication over the last few weeks in trying to reach out, trying to warn him even, and saying, "Hey, if you can't figure this out with me, like, this is the next step, this is the next step, this is the next step." He's not doing that, and that's not my fault. And he just came over here into my fucking space. Putting my son in a horrible fucking awkward spot, because now I can tell that my kid is horrified and feels bad and embarrassed, and I had to make sure like to stay, because at first, like, after I finally got him out, I was like, "Who the fuck opened the door?" And my And Malachi was like, sorry, I didn't. And I'm like, it's not your fault. Like, he shouldn't have put you in that position. He was like, do I need to restrict your access? And I said, I don't know, read your messages. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. You already said you wanted to resign, you're out. He was like, oh, that was when he lunged, we grabbed the chair and he lunged and he got in my face. He was like, I own this fucking business. You've never owned this fucking business. This has been my business this entire fucking time, blah, blah, I'm gonna fucking, all this shit. And I'm like, all I could say, like, I couldn't even argue with him about the business. All I said was, get out of my fucking house. Get the fuck out of my house. And then I don't really remember. I'm sure that it will come to me over the next few hours of like other things that were said. But he was threatening the business. He was threatening to restrict my access. And when I finally got him to like walk out, I said, don't you ever come over here again and do that, or the police will be called. And he's like, yeah, like you already called him, bitch. And I was like, when I should have all the other times when I had bruises. And then he just walked away. I'm such an idiot. Such a fucking dumbass. I am such a fucking dumbass. So anyways, now my fight or flight is like triggered really bad. I'm fucking dizzy. I feel like I'm like not even in my body, but I'm trying to be, because I'm not about to do the whole dissociation thing, because I have to handle shit. I have to handle this, but I'm scared. I'm just feeling like so violated. I feel so violated. I feel so fucking violated. I'm so fucking mad that he felt that entitled to come over and do all of that. Because he would have had to have, like if he were at the bank and the card wasn't working, because he was trying to deposit checks through the ATM. If he were at the bank and his card wasn't working, you would think he would have called me. Obviously, I have him blocked, but we have like the work app, like, or you would think he would call me or pull up his message to text me about it or something, and then he would have seen what I sent. So like, I'm like not understanding, like, how someone could feel so entitled and unaccountable to their own actions and responsibility of communication to just then drive straight here, get my kid to let him in. And then that's the whole other thing. He hasn't seen the kids since his weekend. He had them for that one weekend. It was I picked him up on the day of the Super Bowl. He hasn't asked to see them. And I'm not gonna offer because I'm gonna wait for him. That's up to you, dude. And so he comes in and he's doing all that, and the kids are here, and like nothing about, like, he didn't like it was so like he had tunnel vision to just come and like fucking destroy me. Anyways, now I'm just struggling because I had to just go and restrict his business access. And I hate it because I know how it's getting flipped, that I somehow planned this and that I'm trying to sabotage and backstab him and all this stuff, and I hate that because I'm not that person, and I've tried so hard over the last few weeks to warn him and to tell him, like, hey, this isn't okay, and you need to stop, like, please, I don't want this to come to this, I don't want this. And it's not my fault that he hasn't listened, and yet I'm gonna have to deal with all of this bullshit now and stress and feeling violated in my own space again because he's not doing what he needs to do. When I have done everything, I have communication on communication, I have texts, emails, I have voice clips of me trying to work with him professionally, and it's not my fault he's not doing that. And so I just had to go and restrict everything, and I don't like how I feel because on a personal level I know how I understand. I don't like that I had to do that. I need to sit down. And again, like, sorry, I'm like a mess. My eyebrow wax stuff gets all weird when I sleep on it. I'm so dizzy. Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying not to lose myself to this, because, like, I've, like, worked too hard. You know, I just remembered this reminds me of back in June when one of the last times my parents had randomly stopped by. It was after I had posted something about my religious views, and my mom was at my doorstep within an hour, and I remember posting a video about how violated I felt about it and how I felt so upset that I couldn't exist in my own space without having to worry about someone coming and violating it. And then I was like realizing that it was because I had done cord cuttings and cut like those ties, like the negative ties, like I relinquished those and let them go. And then guess what? It comes knocking at my doorstep again, and I just realized that when I went to sleep, I was doing a cord cutting meditation, like hypnosis thing, and I have been doing one. I've been doing the same one over and over again the last few days, and it feels the same. Like it's just that like negativity just grasping at straws to like just keep me feeling really vulnerable and violated in my own existence, in my own space. And of course, like, I'm speaking of that, like, on a spiritual level. I'm not putting that on Steven. But on a spiritual level, that's how it's operating. And now I'm sitting on the floor in the corner of my bathroom, crying like a baby. And shaking, like, my body is physically fucking shaking. Because I don't like having to do this. Like, I was feeling so, like, so I restricted his access, and then I emailed him to his, because I restricted his work email, and I emailed him, to his personal email, and I said, please see attached, and I attached the screenshots of what I had sent him yesterday, where I said, I restricted the bank account, the business card, but I'm telling you so that you know it's not anything shady, but it's so that we have communication. But I put that in the email, and I put a tracking link on the PDF so that I know if he opens it or not, and I know that he's not gonna open it, but yet when this goes to court, he's gonna look really stupid. And I think that this is, like, weird, but it's, like, the reason why I don't want all of this to escalate is because it doesn't make sense for him to escalate it. And, like, he's only making it worse for himself, and it's gonna look really bad on his part. And I don't want to have to go through all of that, and it's not because of me. Like, I'm not like, oh, I don't want to have to do all of this with court because it's stressful and scary, and, like, I'm gonna lose my business, I'm gonna lose my interest in the business and whatever. Like, I'm not even worried about that. I'm like, looking out for him, like, dude, like, let's not do this. It's gonna be really embarrassing and cringe and painful, and, like, I don't want to have to do it because I'm gonna have to make you look like a fucking dumbass, and I don't want to have to do that. But, like, you're doing it yourself, and you're putting me in a position to have to, like, be that person, and I don't want to be that person because for 7 years I've been the person to support you when you have been this way with other people. And I have no one to blame but myself in that. Obviously, I know that. I don't regret supporting him and being there and helping getting him through some of these hard things that he dealt with his past business partners and everything. Like, I don't regret that. But at the same time, obviously, I'm not stupid. I know that I shouldn't be surprised right now, and I'm not. I just don't want to have to be the bad guy. But I'm gonna have to be. I don't know what he's thinking, because at the beginning of last year when the business kind of had a downfall, we ran into some issues and he had put me in charge. Everything is in my name. Right down to the business account. The business bank account is in my name. He's not even an authorized user on it, which is why he was using my business debit card that I locked and told him about locking. I don't know what he's thinking, like, and I'm just like, I feel bad because I'm like, this is like so unnecessary, and it could all be avoided. Like, I just realized I need to forward the email I sent him. I need to forward it to the attorney, the business attorney, so that she's aware. It's hard because I know that my actions, professionally and logically speaking, were required, and that I haven't done anything that I would need to feel worried about if it were to be looked at, like, by a judge or by a third party. But the part that honestly sends me spiraling the most was him saying something about how I'm trying to ruin the business or something. Like, it was like a, whatever he had said about me personally, that's what bothers me. Because I've worked overtime. I don't mean that like actually worked overtime. I mean, like, I have put myself in overdrive. I mean, my entire existence is working overtime. I'm never not doing stuff for work, so that I don't even track hours because that would be stupid. But I have overcompensated the last few weeks to make sure my communication is good, so that it can be, I mean, and that's without one of the times when I had, like, came unglued and unhinged on him and I was a fucking bitch about work. But it was also warranted. But all the other times, that's one time out of, like, an instance of 20 where I have adequate documentation of, hey, we need to address this. Hey, what's this about? Hey, we need to look at this. Hey, please talk to me. Hey, we need to have this meeting. What is 8:11? I need to get my book. Just a second. How do you know that? faith-filled. The inspiration is divine. All of those ideas and spiritual downloads you've been having are from a higher power. This number calls on you to take actual steps towards your inspired thoughts. That doesn't help me. 195. Be adventurous. Leave the comfort zone behind. New opportunities will come to you when you foster an adventurous attitude. Your angels encourage you to get far out of your comfort zone today. Lean into the uncertainty by going to that restaurant you've always wondered about, meeting up with the person you knew, blah, 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 or taking... So it's not really, for me, that's like, just leaning into the uncertainty of, like, I have to do this. Like, I have to, like, and I'm not feeling confident about it anymore. I was feeling confident yesterday. And I was feeling like, fuck you, like, this is what's gonna happen. You wanna play hardball, we're gonna play hardball. But he caught me in my most vulnerable state, which is I have a hard time waking up. And he knows that, which obviously he didn't know I was sleeping, but it's like the way it all panned out was it caught me in my most vulnerable spot to really frazzle me and hit me with, when I'm hit with the same concept as I was yesterday, I feel so much different about it than I did yesterday. I don't feel strong. I feel like I'm like trembling inside. I feel violated. I feel so violated and heartbroken because I didn't want to have to do this. And here I was yesterday, like, sometimes the best love you can give someone is tough love. And right now I'm weeping like a fucking baby about having to do that. But it's because he caught me in the most vulnerable, he caught me at a vulnerability when I didn't have any of my logical armor on, right? Because in a way I kind of look at like my strength as like an armor of logic, and when I look at things through an armor of logic, I'm able to feel less scared or like less, and so like I know that I am only doing what I have to do, but he caught me at a time when that armor wasn't on, and I'm like really frazzled. It's almost like it's like fight or flight, but different, more in like, if you look at it like it's like in an autistic perspective, it's a fight or flight, but to the extreme of I'm about to completely shut down and go nonverbal. Like, it's that I feel it. Can't tell if I'm seeing a 627 or a 624 or a 625, maybe all of them. 627 was hard work. Your efforts are investments. Your diligence shows the universe. Diligence, I've been using that word a lot. Your diligence shows the universe you value your time and energy. You will receive reflections of your hard work and the value of upcoming opportunities in relationships. Spend time in nature today reflecting on all that you've accomplished thus far. Feel the benefits of past efforts soak in. Okay. 624 was waste. Put yourself to good use. There are talents and lessons you have been awarded but are not using. Your angels remind you that you are here to make use of these gifts. Reflect on where in your life you feel trapped or tied down, and determine what you can do to use your potential to the fullest. Like, I know I'm gonna be okay. I'm really upset because on a personal level, like, I want better for our family and I want better for him, but I can't make him see, like, I can't force him to like see what is happening. Fuck anyone who has ever called me unempathetic, dude. My entire life I've heard how I lack empathy. Like, dude, if you only knew that I have to turn it off because I have too much. Because I have so much that it makes me put everyone before myself and subject myself to abuse and things that I shouldn't have to put myself through because I'm empathetic of other people. Because I can see where, like, hey, if someone's going through a hard time, I can almost see where, hey, I can see where you go unhinged here or struggle with this, or I see where you really fucked up here, but, like, I don't think I could handle it better than you. Like, I get where you're coming from in that scenario. Fuck anyone who has ever, seriously, fuck all of you. Like, fuck all of you. You all can fuck right off. Seriously, I have put myself through so much fucking misery just for other people to see that I'm not what they think I am. And that's fucking insane to me when those people aren't even, sorry, wow, that was disgusting. That's insane to me when the people who are, like, I'm like doing that because I want people to see that they don't know who I am and they're not even trying and they're just assuming all these wrong, negative, bad things about me. And then at the same point, it's like, why the fuck do I care if these people don't know, if they don't see me for who I am when they don't even know who they are? I'm so upset about him misunderstanding me and misinterpreting me for being this vindictive bitch. When, like, he thinks he's God's gift to women, and he doesn't see that he's the vindictive bitch. Okay, I'm gonna be fine. You can tell I'm morphing into my autistic form of T-Rex. 528. Love strengthens. Love is directed to you. New love is entering your life, and if you are in a relationship, a bond will be strengthened. There's an opportunity for you to attract the love you want by demonstrating it to yourself. Today, show yourself love and an act of self-care. In this context, for me, it's not talking about a new relationship. It's talking about my love for myself, and that it's trying to fortify that and strengthen that to give me courage. Because right now I don't have any. Like, I'm about ready to fold and just say, you know what, you're right. This is your business. I'm gonna go find a job at McDonald's because this isn't worth it. And I know that he is waiting for that, because that's always that has been my stance up until this point, has been, I'm not trying to take this business from you. If you think that, I will willingly remove myself, because I'm not trying to be that way. And now I'm seeing that his behavior has been just provoking me to do that so that he can get me out without the pushback, because he knows that I will willingly walk away. And I don't think I should have to do that. Also, on a logical financial standpoint, I can't do that, because, you know, there's a lot of money involved in a business the size it is, and it's not even a huge one. But there's a lot of risk and financial repercussions that don't only affect me, they affect our employees as well. And someone who is able to manage that and have an opportunity of ownership and manage it the way it deserves and needs to be managed and requires. Like, he's not doing that. And it's not my fault, but like, someone has to. Inner wisdom. Source energy is yours. The answers to your questions are not outside you, rather they are within. You're being reminded by your angels that you are tapped into source energy, which is the all-encompassing energy of the universe itself, or God, or whatever nouns you want to use for that. And it is abundant and limitless. When a question arises today, take a moment to answer it yourself first before turning to an external source. Yeah, I haven't given myself a fair shake. And I'm really fucking mad at all the people who have always told me I'm not trying hard enough. "554 support lines. Do not do this alone. Your angels want you to ask for help. Not just from them, but from those around you. Asking for help opens yourself to the hands of your angels. And with their support, what lies ahead will not be faced alone." Okay, I think I got the vulnerability out of the way. Because now I feel just fucking mad. Because now I feel fucking mad because who the fuck thinks that they get to come over, barge into someone's house, barge into someone's space? Who the fuck? Who the actual fuck? What a lunatic. A raging fucking lunatic. You got me fucked up to think that you're gonna do all of this shit. You're gonna not read my messages. You're gonna not answer my calls. You're gonna avoid me at all costs when it's detrimental to actual things that are important. You're gonna avoid me because you're a pussy ass bitch. But you want to throw your weight around when you get a little mad because you know that coming into my space will intimidate me because you don't have the brains to actually have courage to read a fucking message because you know that if you put my brain and yours in a room, I would win every time, you fucking idiot. The only thing you'd win is that you can bench whatever it is. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? You might be 250 thinking you're a fucking badass linebacker. Okay. Well, I'm 135 and I'll still get nose to nose with you, bitch. And I'll also go head to head with you too. And if you want to do that, we'll take it to an intellectual level where you will never be able to keep up. And that's your own fucking loss. Sorry. But who the fuck thinks they're going to come in and invade my space like that? Holy shit, no. Oh, I'm mad now. Okay. Yep, I feel it. The angels are fortifying it. Yep. My head is pinging and I'm getting tingles. Can you see how the switch up, it's not really a switch, but it's like the processing of that, the emotions and the validation and like prior, you know, when I was fragmented and had the switching, those were all just different parts coming out at different times. And I'm starting to be able to access them all at the same time in the same like moment and process it. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm not gonna let some figuratively little dick dude come into my space and think that he can throw an office chair to get me to back down. I see your office chair, Steve. And I'll raise you for the fucking throne. And we all know who's gonna win that one. So. I expected more from you. I'm disappointed. I love you. I know you're never gonna see this because you don't care. But I'm not saying these things for you. I'm saying it for me. To affirm that I can still love someone and not want to see them go through hard times. And I can still feel heartbreak for having to make decisions that I need to make. But that doesn't mean I don't need to make them. And then I can have both at once. This can hurt me, but also I can know that what you just started, I'm gonna fucking end. And I guess however those repercussions hit your life aren't my problem. Thank you, God. Truly. $477. Visualize harmony. You don't have to do this alone. The fears you have are not supposed to be yours alone to hold. Visualize your angels taking them from you. Sit in meditation and picture a bright light washing over you, evaporating all your fears. You are left with only peace. $373. Supported strength. Receive help from others. Your angels remind you that it's not weak to ask for support when you need it. You're being called to receive the gifts that others have to give to you in the form of their time, love, and energy. Ask for help today from someone who is in a position to give aid. So the last three, or in the last few minutes, 3 of those numbers have mentioned me seeking support, and I know that for me it's not actually talking about like physical support. It's about emotional support and not feeling ashamed to like share my authentic experiences like this and like receive support from that. Because like I said, like people have always used that against me, like in the video I posted yesterday of like my mom being like, well, why don't you just go post about it so everyone will feel sorry for you? God knows that I isolate for reasons like that, and I think he's really trying to make sure that I don't do that. I'll be okay. I'm gonna order myself some fucking Sonic. I'm gonna DoorDash Sonic right now. I'm gonna get in the shower. I'm gonna stand in the shower until the Sonic is here. I will then get out, I will eat, I will have my drink, and I will sit down to work and forward all of the documentation I have to our attorney. And I just opened it randomly and just looked down to see what stood out, and it was 302. Ask. Angels speak through others. So, and this is the 4th one that is referencing asking. Asking for support in solving a problem is highly encouraged by your angels at this time. The unique perspectives of others will assist you in making a good decision for yourself. Ask a trustworthy person in your life for their input into what is troubling you. Yeah, so that's just reaffirming what I had just said. So, with that said, I'm going to close out the vulnerability that I have allowed the space to exist right now. Not that it's bad, but like I'm gonna close it out in there's a time and a place. And I guess I can only hope that he makes the right decisions and actions moving forward, although I can't hold on to that because look at where we are right now. But with that said, it's also not in my control or my fault. So, I see the office chair you want to fling across the room, Steven, and as I said, I will raise you for the fucking throne. And I hope I see you on the other side. Try and keep up, bitch.